Today, I have Priscilla Santana. Priscilla is a music professor for Temple College and the director of vocal studies for the Academy of Music of Central Texas. Currently, Priscilla is represented as a professional TV, film, commercial actor through Acclaim Talent Agency under Jason Wassner. You have numerous professional acting credits. Tell us about some of those that you can remember.
Okay. Well, I guess I've been doing this for close to 20 years. I started locally. I am a Belton High School graduate, and then moved on, did some teaching throughout the state of Texas, and then ended up going into musical theater after teaching a few years, and went to NYU and taught on faculty there, and living in New York, had some experiences doing some professional work. So I've done some professional and some local throughout the state of Texas. I've worked for Casa Manana, Summer Bass musicals, Zilker, Zach Theater in Austin, and of course locally I am very much love Temple Civic Theater. So,
thank you for that. How long have you been acting?
I would say I started out in music first. My degree at UT in Austin is in music education. I love music, and so that blossomed into musical theater, being down there. When I was in high school, most people who know me know this story, that I was one of Mr. Roy Finney's children, who he was actually very much a supporter and a director here as well. And I, in the 9th grade, had decided I wasn't going to take choir or anything, and I was going to take my Spanish class because I was going to get it out. 3 days into Spanish class, he was in a wheelchair. He rolls into the Spanish class and hands me the my schedule. He said, "I'm Mr. Finney. I need you to play Liot in South Pacific, so I've changed your schedule. You are now in choir." And that, because of that one touch of that teacher, changed my entire life.
That was your defining moment.
That was my defining moment.
That's awesome. So you were kind of shoved.
I was in the right direction.
So TCT directing credits include The Fantastics, Frozen Jr., Disney 101 Dalmatians, The Nightmare Before Christmas. I know there's probably more. You've worn several different directing hats at this theater. Explain to us about all of those.
Yeah, so I think I'm kind of, I go wherever they need me, basically. I've been very fortunate to be able to, for main stage direct, music direct shows, choreograph shows, and then also transfer over to the youth staging and music directing. So I've had the opportunity to work in so many different levels, which I'm so grateful for, and to work with such great local actors and everyone else on the production team.
Yeah, we do have phenomenal talent in this community and in our surrounding Central Texas, and they come from all over to audition here. We have people that come from Austin to little Temple, Texas to audition, and all over the area. Tell us what it's like working with all these wonderful children, and do you have any special memories?
I've been fortunate enough to work here a couple of times with the children, and because I'm also on faculty at Academy of Music, we do summer musicals as well. I tend to see children in different, they're the same children, but on a different stage.
Right.
And I've just enjoyed the fact that the love of theater and for music is still alive in kids. You just have to give them the opportunity. And I've seen that. What I love is that I have seen children, because I've been here now for 11 years in this area, I've seen them grow from the little 6th grader who played the little flower in Alice in Wonderland to somebody who is majoring in musical theater. And so for me, that is something very special to see, because that's how I got involved, was somebody saw something in me and pushed me in the right direction.
And you're involved with Temple College as well.
I have been over at Temple College also for about 10 or 11 since 2009. I have a wonderful group right now that I'm directing, which is Vocal Point. They are predominantly musical theater. And so we've got some exciting things going on. Actually, this summer, they will also perform a musical theater showcase, which allows dual credit high school students, music majors, and adults to participate.
And because of COVID, you had been teaching them, I think, just by Zoom or online, correct?
Yes. So for safety reasons, we were doing stuff online, which was a completely different level and challenge. But I think with that, we learned different things as opposed to what we learned to be together. We learned some great techniques in acting and musical theater.
And I'm very grateful because also this last October, we were able to put together a fundraiser, so to speak, and we did a rummage sale, thrift sale outside in our parking lot, as well as with a blood drive, and we had food trucks and we had live entertainment. And I believe Vocal Point, you were able to bring them. That was the first time that they had seen. Was that Vocal Point?
Yes, that was the first and only time they met as a group. So we were so excited to come and support the theater. One of the great things is those students at Vocal Point, most of them actually are in shows here as well.
Yes.
So because we're just a quarter of a mile down the street from the theater, we have a lot of students that we share here at the theater, and so this is their opportunity to be able to perform as well. So
yeah, I know Temple Civic Theater, I say that it's a family. Yeah. When we start volunteering and we start meeting people here, it becomes a family. But this whole community in Temple with Temple College, the Academy of Music, I mean, all of the arts that are in this area, it's like interlocking families. So we see the same people, and it's just the passion for theater, for drama, for music that's in our community. And I think it's just a fabulous idea and something that we have. I hear you are working on a music review for the theater. And now, can you tell us a little bit about that?
So we're in the preliminary stages. Trey Schonkweiler and I are co-directing. We are creating a musical review, which will be the first thing I believe that will help.
That's going to open us back up since we've been dark for a few months. Yes.
Yeah. So we are so excited. It's going to be called 5 Till Places.
Okay.
And it's going to feature youth, all the way up to our veteran singers, performers that have been on stage for several years. So we wanted to feature music of all different eras and of all different ages, so that there's a little taste for everybody.
For everyone. So no matter what age you are, there's going to be something in this show that you're going to enjoy.
Yes.
So we should hopefully pack the house. And we have the tickets are on sale now, and it's going to be July 10th, which is a Saturday evening, so that's a 7:30 performance, and July 11th, which will be a Sunday matinee, 2:30 performance. So I hope you are out there clicking and being able to purchase your tickets right now, and we will see you here at the theater. I'm so excited that this was going to be a great show to open this theater back up. As an actor at Temple Civic Theater, you played Babette in Beauty and the Beast. And I was very proud to be able to help do your makeup for that show.
You beautified me. You
that
did great.
was such a fun show. And it was all about the eyes.
Yes.
So tell us about that show, and what was your experience in that show, and do you have any fond memories of that show?
That was one of my favorite shows. I love performing character roles and comedic roles. A lot of times when I was younger, I was always kind of categorized into the ingenue, leading a lady, you know. I love the funny roles. And so Babette to me was immediately, especially I wanted to work with Natasha Tollison, and Sam Davis was there. So was the music director, and it was such a great experience and some fun memories. There was, well, with any show, if there was ever a time that the walls could just be transparent, that you could see what was going on backstage,
right?
How much hard work goes on backstage. One of the crazy memories I had was that I think about is that our one show, our Belle, who was fabulous, loved her, Marissa, just wonderful Belle. She actually got sick. She got sick one weekend, and of course you can't have Beauty and the Beast without Belle.
Correct.
So what were we going to do? So we came up with this plan, and this is where, thank goodness I have, I learned technique and just go with the flow. We came up with a plan that night that I was going to sing Belle while she performed Belle on stage, and that was announced.
Yeah.
But I was still going to play Babette.
Yes.
So I remember one moment at the very end, Babette turns into a human.
Yes.
So, but Belle is on stage, with the Beast singing a beautiful solo. So at one moment, the music director, Sam, was conducting me. Somebody was holding a microphone. Somebody was taking my hairpiece off and then changing my feathers off. So I was just standing like this, singing Belle while people are undressing me.
Right.
But kudos to the people who work backstage, because
it can be chaotic.
Chaotic, but it was a smooth nobody had a clue what was going on back there.
I know.
But that happens.
I know. Sometimes I feel like maybe sometimes we should have a camera backstage during some of this stuff so that our audience can kind of see what happens backstage. I mean, I always say that sometimes I think us that work backstage have just as much fun, if not more fun, than you guys on stage.
Yes.
So in Chicago, you played Roxy. So tell us a little bit about that. Do you remember anything about that?
Yes, that was another fun role. Roxy is just a character, just insanely intelligent, funny, quirky. I loved working with Brooklyn, who played Velma. Velma. And what was crazy is that in that show, Brooklyn at the time was half my age. I was closer to 40 and she was 18. And playing opposite her just helped with the energy. In Chicago, there's a lot of dancing. And Joanna Langthorne, amazing, had us doing cartwheels and all kinds of stuff on stage. And I just remember at the end of every show, I was exhausted and Brooklyn was just, let's do it again. But I never showed it on stage, that it was a lot of work, but it was so good. It was just a wonderful show.
And Bye Bye Birdie, you played Rosie, and how would you describe her?
Rosie was she was a strong character. She was a very strong character. That was the first show I did here at Temple Civic Theater under Tim Campbell. And I really enjoyed that. That was where what you say is, once you're here, you really don't leave.
That's true.
You just, it was so welcoming, and that was 11 years ago, I believe, but that was also a fun role, very strong.
Can you think of any shows that you've been in at TCT that stand out to you the most, and what was your funnest role to play?
I would say, Chicago is probably the one that stood out the most because it was so different than anything else really in the past couple of years to do something that's very dance heavy and in that style. So that one probably stood out the most. But I think also the one that stood out the most on a director's side was the youth show Frozen, Frozen Junior, which was the last show that we did here. There was just something about that show that captured the magic of Disney. We had a wonderful production team and set and effects, and it's snowing on stage, and it just was really special.
Beehive was a production that we were going to produce here at the theater. I had 12 wigs backstage ready to go, and you were going to be directing that show. We were all so excited about that show, and then COVID hit.
Yes.
So tell us, I mean, we were up to Tech Week.
And
then everything got shut down.
We were.
So, I mean, everybody had worked so hard. Tell us a little bit about that. And I'm hoping that at some point we might be able to do that show again.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
We have the wigs.
Hey,
that's very important.
I was back there every time during rehearsal and everything. I was there for a few hours in our women's dressing room. And I just kept working on wigs, and then getting the cast members to come back and try them on and try and see, you know, what fit, what to tweak here. And the costumes were all ready to go. And talk about, you know, your cast and what was the feelings like when we had to kind of just stop.
Right. The cast was a wonderful group of ladies. We had so many audition. We ended up that were so good. We ended up adding some more go-go girls to the 60s because we just couldn't. I said, we just can't have 6 girls, but I see 10, 12 girls that really could make this show, and they worked so hard. Haley Duggar choreographed, and Sam Davis music direct, and we worked together, and it was finished. It was done. But I do remember, like most people, in the moment of not sure what was going on with this new COVID.
Yeah, we thought it'd be a couple of weeks or maybe a month, and we'd be back to business. But
and we were on standstill, but I think the girls, the ladies, were very respectful of the theater's decision. I think that they had such a professional attitude about it, knowing that they'll be back, so I'm hoping maybe sometime we will bring back Beehive.
Yeah, and give us your comments if you would like to see Beehive in the next couple of seasons, if we can bring that back. We'd love to hear what you think. So thank you so much, Priscilla, for joining us today at Backstage at TCT. Be sure to find and follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and bookmark our website so you can learn more about our upcoming productions and how you can be involved in Temple Civic Theater. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. See you next time at Backstage at TCT.